We are live. Okay. I will invite Kristina. Here we go. Oh. Hello. Thanks for coming. Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Just invited Kristina to join us. Hi. Today we're going to talk about all the things.
Hi.
There she is. Hey, how have you been?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. I feel special that I'm a part of it.
Of course, I have to. So for everyone who doesn't know, my name is Patricia. I'm with Crafter. This is Kristina. She has her handle, Kristina's Little Canvases. I've known Kristina for, I was trying to figure this out. Has it been since elementary school?
I think so. It's been a
And
lot.
I'm
It's
not
been
going
a
to say
little
how,
bit. No.
I'm not going to say how long that's been. Because I was like, well, I knew her, and I knew her then, and then I knew her then, and I was like,
And I
oh,
think, yeah, it's been a little bit.
yeah. Which is pretty fantastic, you know.
It
So
is.
I was thinking about that. I did have a question though too, and I probably should have asked ahead of time.
That's
You have your Christina's Little Canvases handle, but then you
mhm.
also have your other Instagram page. Do you still
Yeah,
use that? Yeah.
I
Okay.
do. The Kristina's Little Canvases is kind of more like my nail page. I'm a professional nail artist. I feel a technician, but yeah, but I feel like artist. I don't
I
know.
feel like you need to say artist. Yes, I agree. Because there's someone that
um,
can do your nail, and then there's art.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So that one I use mostly for my nail related stuff. And then the Shady Lane Studio Arts is more of like my my other art stuff. Just anything that doesn't include, I mean, I even post nails on there sometimes too if I'm like extra proud of them. But
Yeah.
but for the most part, the other one is more just like all my different eclectic arts and things like that. So
Yes.
that's more of the page for that. But yeah.
Because at first I was like, oh, which should I be tagging? I'm like, I want to tag both.
Fair enough.
After
I
this
kind
is
of
posted.
neglected the other one more because since I've started doing nails in the last couple of years, like I go back and forth doing art as much. So I'll do, um, with nails and stuff, sometimes you do a lot of, regular stuff, which is great, like, and then when I have people that want to do a lot of really artistic stuff, it puts
Yeah.
me back in that mood to do stuff. Like I had to find one little spot in our house where there wasn't 1,000 projects going on, and behind us, it's like I got this. All right, let me figure it out. I'm gonna dust this
It's
shelf,
okay if
and
you show all the things. It's good. I wish I didn't have such a boring background for all my interviews because this is the only place in my house I could think of that wouldn't wake up my kids. So
fair
I
enough.
was
See, I don't have to. I don't have kids. I don't have to worry about that. I
I
should
was
be
like,
loud for the neighbors.
where can I hide in my house where I can talk and laugh and have a nice time without waking up my children?
Without being
So
like, go back to bed. Go back to bed.
my gosh, yeah. My husband's on standby with the baby monitor. Literally, I'm like, kids, wake up. So I wanted to invite you to do this because one, because I've known you for so long, and then two, I know that you do. I called you a jack of all trades when I was posting about it
Hmm.
earlier, and it's the truth. You do literally a little bit of everything, which
Yeah.
just wonderful. It's nice to see people that are creative and they just try to find all these different mediums and outlets
Hmm.
to try to like experiment in and like have fun with. I love how I mean, your nail work, I really wish we lived closer together. I really do, and I'm not even lying
Yeah.
about that because you do fantastic job. I'm like, love, Instagram,
Yes,
Facebook,
please.
everywhere.
Yes, please.
Yeah. It's really, really good work. So if you guys haven't seen her page before, please, please, please go check it out after this because beautiful, beautiful work. The
Thank
fun
you.
part about it is you do these beautiful nails, but then you also love to do more like not horror because I
Oh,
remember
but yeah, yeah.
your
No, all
zombie
sorts of
working.
weird stuff.
Yeah,
There's the
like you
zombie
have that
Barbies.
side.
Yeah,
I love
so
those.
funny enough that you say that. Like, I kind of hadn't done. We had a flood in our apartment a couple years ago,
I
and so it
remember
was
that.
not. It wasn't poop water. It was just like whatever. So nothing
Yeah.
got ruined. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't.
Yes.
We dried it
This is
out. You know what
one.
I mean? It wasn't like, oh, we have to throw everything out that we own. But like the ceiling came in and things like that because our apartment is 2-story. So a lot of the artwork that we had on the shelves and things like that, some of it did get messed up where we really couldn't do much more with it. But a lot of the zombie Barbies, they got a lot of like debris and stuff. And I got so upset because the one I had just finished, I was like, oh, and I just recently like took the time and I kind of found one of them and I was like, oh, let me see if I can do something, if I could fix it. And it got me starting to do it again. I have like 3 more now that are like in process. Like I saw something, I was like, oh, that'd be awesome. And then I'm like, oh, I'm just buying more stuff just to put in.
It's just awesome to see that kind of like range of like I can do super cute, but also like, a zombie. Like it's like
I can paint, my mom wants a picture of a beach scene, and I'll paint her a picture of a beach. And then I go home and I like make guts falling out of
And I love that about you. So it's like,
I mean, you get from the one to the other, like, and I have with nail stuff, like the clients are the same too, where you have some people like, I just want hearts and roses. And then I have some that's like, I want snakes and skulls and like that. I'm like, not that I don't enjoy doing the flowers and the rainbows. Like I have rainbow nails now, which are ridiculous. So like,
look at me getting closer. Like this makes it better if I do this.
So like, I at the same, I'm like making Barbie, zombie Barbies with like anatomical guts. Like I'm sure I'm on a list because of like what I search on like Pinterest and stuff like that.
They're like, oh, we're gonna see this by your search engine.
They're like, she's going on a list. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But and then I'm doing it with rainbow nails that look like Care Bears and stuff like that. And
the fact that you could do that on your own nails.
Well, I don't do it on the other hand. I do a lot of pedicures. I like doing pedicures. A lot of people that do a lot of nail art, they just do nails. I like doing pedicures and stuff too. And I have to keep them short to do that. They just get in my way. I'm sure eventually I'll be one of those like fancy pantsers that can have like crazy long nails and, just knock it out, but I'm not there yet.
What's crazy is one of my other friends, Kristina, different Kristina, is getting married in September. Mm-hmm. And I started to grow my nails out because I'm going to get my nails all fancy pants, which I haven't done in years. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to grow them out a little bit. That lasted a couple days. And I was like, I can't do it because between both my kids, I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. Right. I get into everything. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, I painted my nails. They already are. I'm not going to show you because you'll be mad at me. But they don't look good. Yeah. So
I always have one hand that looks like immaculate and the other one that looks like a homeless person maybe. Like they're not dirty. They're not dirty. Like they're clean, but like beyond that, like sometimes I'm like, I need to at least put like a clear polish on this, make it
like this is my hard working hand and this is my show off.
Exactly. This is a fancy hand. This is my business hand. I could make a fist. I can't quite make a fist with this one. I can make a fist.
Gosh, you like snap. Yeah. That's what. So you see these videos of women that get these super crazy long nails, and while they look amazing because you can do all the things, all the bedazzling and all the pictures or whatever you want to put on there. But I'm just thinking to myself, how on earth do people function?
There's actually a few people that I follow and their content's really cute, and sometimes I'll share it like in my stories, and it's always like the girl that's got nails like out to here, and she's like, oh my god, stop asking me these questions. This is how I do this, and she shows it. This is how I do this, and she shows it. And she's like, this is how I wipe my butt, and this is how. And the funniest thing is the thing that like there's one girl. It's like her name's like Viles or something. I can't pronounce anything anyway. But she there was one where she's like, the one thing that I have a hard time with is buttons. It's like buttons on your shirt. So she's like, so you know what? I just don't wear a lot of clothes with buttons. I just don't buy a lot of clothes with buttons. And you're like, well, there you go.
There you go. Problem solved. Get zippers, get some Velcro.
You start like, and it's funny how you start to adapt as your nails get longer. Because like I started growing mine out too. Like I used to bite my nails really bad when I was younger. Mm-hmm. So as I'm getting older, I don't know. I just kind of stopped. I don't really know why. Like people are like, how'd you stop? I'm like, I don't know. And So you, as like even your natural nails get longer, you start adjusting the way you do stuff. And it's the
Yep.
funniest thing how like, you know, to open a can, you start using the side and then you're like, that's actually
Side
easier
ears.
to do it that way. Yeah, yeah. And you're just like, because even with short nails, you're like, I flipped it backwards, you know?
Yeah, yeah. See, I cut the habit of biting my nails when I was younger by putting nail polish remover on my fingers. So
Because
every
just
time
the
I went to
taste.
bite, it just tasted awful, and I was like, ugh, and that's how I got myself to stop.
Fair
Because
enough, you know?
I'm, yeah. I mean, it's probably not the healthiest way. I do not recommend. That's my
In
disclaimer.
the grand
But
scheme of things, it's probably one of the not as bad unhealthy things that we've done. Like, you know, yeah, I look at like with art stuff, you know, they always talk about, you know, oh, all the great artists were crazy. Well, yeah, they were crazy because they had like lead-based paint, and when you're doing fine detail, you put your paintbrush in your mouth to make it
yeah,
fine. Or it was
yeah,
just the fact that there was like lead and stuff in the paint that you're just being
yeah,
exposed to it. And then, you know, yeah, that's why they're all crazy because
yeah,
they have
totally.
blood poisoning and all sorts of other crazy things where you're like, yeah, all that stuff's super bad for you.
Yeah, and
Until
like
you're
people
on it. Like,
now
what's
wear
it?
masks for like powder, any
Mhm.
kind of like anything that's in the air and things like that. They try to protect themselves now because they're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, that's not good.
Well, and weird little things like so. Okay, so lately I've been doing a lot more stuff with like resin crafts, like you know, like those little they call it
I
like the
love them.
petri dish where you like dip. It's just
Yes.
fun to watch. And at the salon that I work at, we've been trying to do more of like a boutique area too, and have some really cute little
Okay.
things. And she's the owner is amazing, and she gives me like a little spot where I can put up some of like the little jewelry that I make and stuff. And
I
so I've been
love that.
making like a lot of crazy like just like little earrings and things
Yeah.
with that. And I've been having like a ball doing it, and I like watching the videos and stuff too. But then I watch some of the videos, and as like people are doing stuff, they're wearing gas masks, and I was like,
Oh,
supposed to be, is there something bad in this stuff? Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm doing it on a much smaller scale, but like,
should I do this outside?
oh well, we'll see.
Read back. It should have some big old warning that's like,
That's why
don't
it
inhale
just says
this.
like don't drink it, and I wasn't gonna. So you know,
Yeah, please don't do that.
yeah, we'll
Would
see.
not recommend. No, I was looking. I have some friends that do resin work. Other than obviously you, but there's some other people I know that do resin,
Hmm.
and I asked them, I'm like, man, this looks like something fun to do. That
Hmm.
is an involved process. That's
It
not
is.
something you just do to
And you
do.
can do
That
it a
is,
hundred times, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, that was dumb. Like yesterday, I was like, oh, I'm gonna try something new because I found all these little dried flowers, and it doesn't matter. And so I thought I was gonna do more than I did. So I mixed this big batch of resin. Well, the bigger batch of resin that you make, the faster it cures. And if it's too much together,
yes.
um, it creates heat when it cures, and so it can actually like get so hot it'll boil. So all of a sudden, like I pick up the cup and I was like, oh, the cup's really hot, and I haven't poured anything yet. And when it gets really, and that's where it had started to do. So I'm like going real fast and trying to do stuff, and I can feel like the heat, and I can feel how thick it is, and I'm like, oh, nothing's gonna come out. Some of it was okay, some of it was like, well, you live and
Yeah.
you learn.
Well, I wouldn't have known. See, that's the thing is it's like a trial and error thing where you
Hmm.
and not even just mixing the things together. Because for
Hmm.
anybody who's watching that doesn't know, like you have to mix a bunch of stuff together to make
Yeah,
it where
usually, and there's some of them are different too because they have like some you have to do by weight, some have you have to do by volume, and then it has to be like, yeah, some are like, you have like acrylic and it's like a couple drops of like a catalyst to do it. Other ones it's just like a two part, like,
yeah,
equal parts. They even have like UV resin, which is funny because that's actually very similar to like gel polish that you would
I
put
was
on
gonna
your
say.
nails. It is pretty, I mean, as far as I can tell, it's pretty much the same thing.
Oh,
It behaves the same, it cures the same. I'm sure there's the ones that go on your nails, if anything, are just maybe a little more skin safe.
probably,
But,
yeah.
you know,
It'll burn you.
you still shouldn't get, but that's the thing, you still shouldn't get any kind of nail, like, when you get your nails done, like you shouldn't really be getting a lot of product on your skin anyway. So
Yeah.
it's kind of, but,
But there's also not only just the mixing of it all,
mhm.
the chemistry of it all, but it's also I've seen people when they add either I don't want to say stickers because that's whatever products they want to put in. Sometimes
Mhm.
they stink and sometimes they float where they want it to,
Yeah,
and
and that's
sometimes they
fun. That's really
move.
fun. You
And
do like a really like intricate thing and you flip it over and there's bubbles and you're like, okay.
yes,
Okay.
bubbles. And
Or like
I
weird
forget how to fix
things.
bubbles.
The bubbles suck. Or weird things that
You just
happen
tap it.
sometimes, huh?
You
You can
just
kind of
tap it.
tap it, but it'll sometimes like get trapped. Like if you like a leaf. If you put a leaf in, you gotta like, I always dip it in the resin first and then I put it in there because you can get little bubbles and stuff underneath it.
Yeah.
Or the worst is when you think you've if you've mixed it enough and
Yeah.
then you're like, oh, cool. And then you like go to get it the next day and it's kind of gummy and you're like, oh, my ratio is off. Like if you're
Yeah.
like, I have a really bad habit when I do stuff like that of eyeing it. It's fine. I have two of the same. Like I have those
It's
like
like
I have these
baking.
little
You got to be
bitty.
exact.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Exactly. It's baking. It has to be exact. There's a reason for it. Um, I have these little like they're little mini red Solo cups, or like the size of
Okay.
a shot glass, and I
Yeah.
usually use those to mix resin. I actually bought real cups now, like grown up. But those
Yeah.
were kind of cool, and I was like, oh, about and so I'm eyeing it right about the same. Oh, that looks good. And then I'm like, all right, I need like real measuring cups because none of they're all a little gummy. I'm like, that was really cool, but I
Yeah.
don't want it because I wasn't paying
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah. Yeah. That would work out. And the thing is too, you also have to invest in all the different molds for all the things you want to make
Hmm.
too. You know what I mean? So, hey, thanks for joining. So, I'm just waving to people. Um, so, for everyone that's joined us, this is Christina with Christina's Little Canvases. We've talked about what resin, we've talked about nails, we've talked
Hmm.
about zombie Barbies. Now we're jumping. If I would like to talk more about jewelry that you make, just because that's going to be our
Absolutely.
giveaway today. So,
Yeah.
yes. So you got into jewelry a while back. When
I
did you
used to,
start with that?
back when we were in high school, which was not that long ago.
Well,
Well, all our trends are coming back. So if you have an idea of when we were in high school. So when I was in high school, I used to make the hemp necklaces that everybody used to
yep.
wear. I loved making
I
those,
used
used to
to
make them
make
for
those
everybody.
too.
I still have some of them. And so there's a couple girls in the salon that I work at that are in their very early 20s. And they make us feel ancient all the time. Like there was something I was like, oh, I have a shirt like that. She's like, oh, I get this like vintage, and I was like,
Oh, in the
I
heart.
mean, technically yes, but
Like rude.
um, yeah, rude. First of all, second of all, yes, they are. So, but we um, yeah. So I used to do all like the hemp jewelry, and I always thought that was fun doing that kind of stuff. So I would
Right.
like um try to do all the different knots and like try to go from there. And I did a lot of like painting and stuff in high school. Like it really wasn't until I just I just needed classes to take and I was like, oh, a drawing class would be fun and I really liked it. And I actually took a
Yeah.
jewelry class in high school that I thought was a blast.
I don't even
Yeah,
know that
we
was
did jewelry class in high school.
I was so busy with orchestra. I was
Fair
like,
enough. Well, it
I'm
was in the
like,
same
when is
building.
there a jewelry class? I was like, okay.
You walk past my class to get to your class, I think.
I had to walk all the way to the other, yeah, to
Yeah.
the whatever center. Yeah. Like it was
But
so
yeah,
far.
and
It made it
huh?
sound like it was so anyway. But yeah, so you did drawing, started learning drawing in high school then, and jewelry making
Hmm.
in high school. I
And
knew
it
it
was
was
really
like
neat because like the jewelry class I took, like we learned how to do stained glass and we learned how to do soldering. We learned how to do like some really,
yeah,
it wasn't just like here's some beads and some string. I don't know. Like they gave you a lot of stuff to work with and so it really kind of and then from there, like I took a ceramics class and I wanted to go to like a more like traditional art school, but my
yeah,
parents kind of wanted me to do more of like, like a state school. So it was like, well, if you decide that's not what you want to do. And I was a
yeah,
psych major for a while and I was like, nope, this sucks. I want to do that. I want to draw. I'm not going to do my psych homework. I'm going to do the stuff that I enjoy
yeah,
doing.
yeah. You're like,
So
I'd
that's
rather
kind of,
be creating.
yeah. I'm like, this is boring. I don't like doing this.
Yeah, yeah. Gosh, college for me was also very like I'm happy that I got my degree. I'm happy I did it, but it was especially near the end before I graduated. I was like, yeah. Some people absolutely love school. They could go to school forever. They take all the get a
Hmm.
million majors. They live their best life. More power to you. I'm not that
Yeah.
person.
I, I did. I was on the 7-year plan, like doctors, but I'm not a doctor.
Hey, don't
My
ask them
family
that.
likes to make that joke from the Tommy Boy. Was it? A lot of people go to college for 7 years. Yeah, they're called doctors.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
because at a certain point, I went to school in Tampa and I moved back to Orlando. So the last like 2 years was just commuting or online classes because online
yeah,
classes wasn't a regular thing like it is now. So
yeah.
um,
That's true.
So, yeah, took me a little, the last like 3 years don't really count because I wasn't really there, you know,
Yeah, it's hard too,
sort of. I took
especially
like
like
one
some
class a
of
semester.
some of my classes ended up being like half and half, where they're like, we're gonna do
Mhm.
everything online, but then if you have a test, you have to come in.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So for right now, what is one of
Mhm.
maybe your favorite things that you like to do right now artistically? Is it kind of like where, like, however you're feeling, or is there something specifically you're like, ooh, I like that the best right now?
I have been playing a lot with the resin the last couple weeks. That's kind of been like my thing because I've been getting the hang of it with certain things,
Yeah.
and it's still that kind of fun jewelry thing where I'm making earrings and I found things like, oh, I can make that new necklace. But
Yeah.
honestly, the biggest thing that has been nails.
Yeah.
I usually I get into something and I'm really into it, and then something is hard, and then I don't
Oh,
want to do it
yeah.
anymore, and I move
That's
on for a
fair.
little bit, and then I pick it up later.
Yeah.
Um, but the nails are one of those things that I've stayed like interested in. Like I still like I'm looking into doing like press-ons and stuff, trying to find like the logistics of doing them because if they are pretty intricate, like I'd hate to do something and then they don't fit and like that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So I'm trying to figure out like which ones are the best ones and trying to figure out what some people already do. Like I hate to be like, oh, I'm going on Etsy and figuring out, but like, you know, as far as like sizing guides and all that stuff, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. But that's why when I think when I had first started really trying to push crafter, I
Mhm.
messaged you and I'm like, tell me you sell like the kits where you have
Yeah,
all the nails, and I'm like, please tell. So if you do that, tell me. I want to
I
know.
will. No,
One,
because
because
I
I
do.
don't
I
live
have a
close
lot
to
of
you.
friends like all over the country that are like, I want to get my nails done by you. I want to do something, but I
Yeah.
can't. You know, like I have friends in like Oregon and family in Tennessee and people that are like, you know, even in Orlando. You know, I mean, that'd be a heck of a drive for like, you know, nails. But if you happen to be in the area, I will
If
happy
I'm
to
in
do
the area and I want my
it.
nails done, absolutely. But yeah, if you start doing that, please, please tell us
Hmm.
because, and I'll share it on here. I want people to
Oh
know
yeah,
because
cool.
that's, yes, please, please. Because that just is awesome. I love the idea of you, because you could think about it, you could be so creative with that. You can make whatever kind of nail sets you want,
Hmm.
and people I'm sure be stoked because you've
Hmm.
done, I'm trying to think of some of the, obviously we talked about the flowers, thing like that, but I
Hmm.
shared earlier you had a whole beach nail set where it's
Yeah,
like an octopus and all these like,
and it was.
awesome,
And that
so
was, thank you. And that was so fun because like I posted those, but like I said, I only ever do one hand. So one of my clients, one of like she's been with me pretty much since I started doing nails, and she always gets like the most fun. Like she's always like she always will send like 3 or 4 different things, and they're totally different. And it's like, which one do you like the best? And she kind of like lets me pick, and
oh,
she'll kind of be
that's
like, well, I
fun.
like this one, but you tell me, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And she
indecisive, so
was
she's like, you
the
choose.
Oh yeah. So like the second I post them, she messaged me. Is like, "Can you do those on me?" And I was like, "Yeah." You know, I'm like, "It's gonna be a while, all right. You're gonna have
Yeah,
to settle in, you know." But she was so.
yeah.
She even brought me little like Colombian snacks for them. You know, when she got there, it
Oh,
was the sweetest thing. And
it's
she
like settle in, we're in for the long
yeah,
haul.
right. And so then it was so funny. So I do the one hand, and then it's like, oh, do you want it the same on the other hand? Do you want to do different things? So we changed it up a little bit on the other hand, but it was like, you know, trying to what kind of animals do you like? Well, like kind of, you know, like, and I have
I
other
love that.
clients that'll do stuff that's so fun. Like I had one last week where she was like, I want happy colors. I want to look at my nails and just feel happy. And I was like,
Was
oh,
that the polka
okay,
dot one?
it's a lot. She's like, and I just want it to be like abstract. What'd you say?
Was it the polka dot one? There was
No,
one
those
you
are
posted
I
recently
don't
with
know. I
polka dot.
don't know if I think I might have posted some. Okay, so I use TikTok a lot. It's the same
Yeah.
username, and I kind of use that mostly to make my videos because I figured that out before I figured out Instagram.
No,
And
TikTok I feel like
I'm
has.
still kind of stupid when it comes to this. Like when I go to the younger girls at work, no, help me, I don't know how to do this. I'm
This
old.
is
I
the
don't know.
thing. I'm not even gonna laugh at that because okay, so I'm literally on every social media right now just to figure out
Hmm.
where like I was trying to sort out my life,
Yeah.
get my life in order. And so I joined TikTok. Talk about feeling old. I'm like, I feel like 100 million years old on this site, but the video editing is great on it.
It's
So it's
really,
like
and
I want the
I'm getting the
videos.
hang of it a little bit more. Like I still feel like sometimes I feel like I do stuff and I look at it and I'm like, does it look like an old lady made this? Did somebody
Well,
ever know how to do it?
I'm
But
for
like,
real. Like I'm like learning how to do like the point and like words come up and I'm like, is this right? Am I doing it right? Like so it's like I want the TikTok editing on the
I'd be the
Instagram
person that goes like
audience.
this, and then when I go like this word then comes up, and then it's this over here, and I'm off, and I'm even doing it myself.
It's a process. You know, but to be fair though, you're crushing it. I mean, I would keep doing what you're doing because it's fantastic and I love it and go like her page because it's amazing. If you have, I do have a favor to ask. If you have anything you
Absolutely.
can be showing people, I don't know if you've watched any of the other interviews I've done, but I have a really fantastic way of writing down all of the people. I literally don't have a good way to do the giveaway. I just write everyone's name down and shuffle it and pick it. So if
Hmm.
you have anything you can show people while I'm actively writing down names, that would be great.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I have some. Is it? Do you want me to show you just some of my artwork, or just some of the stuff that might be included in like the giveaway?
Either one. Honestly, the giveaway might be good to have people get excited about it.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, hold on.
All right, let me see. I'm writing everybody down.
So, I know you kind of said like, maybe even like, as far as like the giveaway goes, like, um, I kind of feel like I was gonna let whoever won kind of choose because I
Okay.
know like if it's some people they may not be into jewelry or they may not. So this was one of the ones. This was one of my zombie dolls I was gonna put in that.
I love it. Yeah, I'm so excited. You have one
I'm still
still.
kind of putting some finishing touches on her, but like it's
Those make me
so
so
she's like a
happy. I
little
don't
like
even
pin
know.
up.
Halloween's coming up, folks. Halloween's coming up. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I made this little resin thing in there too. It's a
I
little,
love
can
that.
you see it? It's a
Oh
little
my gosh,
skull.
it's like a skeleton.
I didn't
Yes.
make the mold, but I painted it.
Don't sell yourself short. That's awesome. That's
Uh,
amazing.
and then, oh, okay. So then, like, this is the kind of like jewelry that I like to do. Like, here's a little piece that I have. Um, so this kind of has. Oh, I have to do like, gotta do the. So this
Yeah,
is
you have to do the
between.
hand. Please, yes.
Um,
Absolutely.
but so this would be something that you'd wear kind of. Um, you can wear it like however you would want to. So like you
Okay.
can do. I tend to wear them more like this. Sorry, not to get too much of the cleavage in there. Or then you can
Tie it.
kind of like tie them up, and you can kind of do. I don't know. I kind of wear them like this. But
Yeah.
you can do all sorts of like I do kind of like it. Kind of it's kind of a cleavage thing, but it's like
You want to show off,
this one
a
was a
little
little
bit.
longer than the one I thought it was because I when I first started making them, they were longer, and then I was like maybe they should be a little shorter, depending.
Well, you
Um,
can adjust it. It's all good.
um,
Multi-purpose.
but then also like if it's somebody that wins that's in the area, I I would like to do like a gel manicure giveaway like with nail art type thing. So that's what I mean. Like I'm
Ooh.
like it kind of depends, because like you said, I'm kind of a bit of a jack of all trade type things. Like
Yes.
I don't know what anybody wants. Like
Yeah, no, well, I didn't want to put too much, pressure, like, oh, just figure it out. You know what I mean? If
no, I
whatever.
know. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, like, because with some, I kind of like with some of the other like artists and stuff. A lot, most people have one thing that they like to do, or like I
Yeah.
like to paint, but I like to use watercolor in this. Like I have painting, like I have paintings, and this is
Yeah.
all like weird different stuff. Like this is a shoe that I made out of masking tape in college, and I thought it was cool, so I've kept it for a decade. And like you know, that's a cactus. It's a cactus, but it looks like a butt.
I see that it looks like a butt. That's amazing
And
because I
then
did not notice that right away.
and then actually, I gotta show this because this is
You have to show me the cactus up close, please.
so a friend of mine. I don't know if he watches. I actually made this for a friend of mine, and I couldn't figure out how to ship it because I was afraid like the little spikes are actually like little crystals, and then
My
it's just a little bit. So for if you have it like on your desk at work or something, like from the front, it's
Yes.
like, oh, what a cute little cactus. And then
amazing, and I
like
love it. I'm just letting you know.
um and then like this, I didn't sculpt this whole thing, but I painted. I like finding like it's kind of fun to
Oh,
paint like little busts. So she's
yes.
got like a little
Did you do a
mermaid.
sculpt before?
I
Wasn't it a
did, but
sculpt?
this I just didn't have like so like these little guys are all sculpted, the
Yeah.
coral and stuff, but her
I
herself,
love
I
that.
didn't make that.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. So yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. Sometimes it's guts falling out, and then sometimes it's
And
pretty
sometimes
mermaids.
it's beautiful, and sometimes it's cactus butts. You know, you just don't know what you're gonna get.
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna do this super professionally. Cover my eyes, and I'm gonna shuffle this, and we're gonna see who wins. All right, you
All
ready?
right, sounds
All
good.
right, all right. Oh, Jennifer, Jennifer, you are our winner. Do 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 do. Are you on here still? It took too long writing everybody down. Oh, there's also a
But,
delay, which I always forget about.
oh yeah, that's true.
It's always like, hey, this is great. And like 2 seconds later, everyone's like, yay, Jennifer, are you still on? She still has it on, so I don't know if she's just not. Jennifer?
Well, hey, you won! Yay! Yay! There she
Yay,
is.
there she is! Yay, you have won. Now she's in Orlando, so she's not local, which I'm really sad about because I was hoping
Well,
someone would be local.
if she was willing to make the drive, I'm happy to do that too. Like,
Yes. Yes. Aw, you never won. Well, you won today.
you won today. You get to pick of your presents.
Yes, 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 yes. So thank you everybody for coming. Thank you, Kristina, so much for being a part of
Of
this.
course,
We're,
anytime.
we're launching on Tuesday, and I am
Oh,
very,
it's so
very excited.
awesome.
It's crazy. So I only have one more interview left, which is tomorrow. So if you guys are interested, there's other interviews that I did before, and I'll be doing more of these, but just it's crazy. So I really appreciate everyone coming, and I really appreciate Kristina, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Seriously, everything you touch, I'm just like, yes, do that.
I feel like I can feel myself blushing. I'm not gonna.
But it's true though, and some people just got it, and you got it. So keep doing what you're doing, and if you haven't already, please follow Kristina. She has her two. I'll tag both of her Instagram names on here, but she said she's on TikTok and other places as well. So make sure you check her out. And anything else I'm forgetting, Kristina? Anything else you want to let people know about?
Hi.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate you very much.
It's so good talking to you. We have to do this more, even if it's not like with other people involved.
Well, yeah, we can just talk.
Yeah. Right.
I usually just send you silly Snapchats, and then you left Snapchat.
And then I
So
delete it.
bummed.
I know. I delete it and then I download it again. I make like stupid videos and then I delete it again. I got so many pictures of nails now. Like my phone's running slower and I'm like deleting apps because it's just like because like with the way Instagram now is they're kind of pulling stuff away from just pictures and they're promoting more like videos and stuff. So I'm trying to do little videos, which I'm not good at. And so yeah, I have like 1,000 little videos of the nails going like this across the video,
That's
and
amazing.
so it's like those are usually the first apps that go like, well, that's all right. If I delete that, I can put 3 more pictures in there. So
I had a couple of these interviews saved on my phone, and it was like 3 of them. My phone was like, nope. And I was like, well, sad. Now I have to figure out. So I just had to upload them.
What am I supposed to do with this now?
The phone's like, but your phone's going to be busted in a minute if you don't uninstall some stuff or delete something. So figure out your life.
Yeah. Well, do I delete those or pictures of my pets and well, in your case, your children?
Yeah, I mean, my kids.
I gotta keep those. You gotta keep those. Yeah.
I do have to keep yeah. I just phone dump onto my computer, so my computer
There
will be
you go.
sad. That's all.
And then so the computer will be slow instead.
Yeah,
That's fine.
that's a future Patsy problem. That's all.
Exactly. That's not a present. That's not a present problem. That's a future problem. And so
Yeah, future problem. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everybody so much, and join us tomorrow. We have another interview and one more chance for a giveaway, and we appreciate you all. Thank you. Bye.